G'day, and welcome to mini episode 29 of Cephalon Squared. I am your host, Cephalon Greg, and I'm joined as always by Cephalon Lucas. How are you this evening, good sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good.
That's good.
It's good. Good things are good.
That's good, yes. So it is our mini episode. TennoCon is now behind us. We've done TennoCon Part 1 and Part 2 because that's pretty damn awesome. But how is the weather treating you this week in Ipswich, spelled incorrectly?
Well, in Ipswich, we're actually doing this a little bit earlier than normal. So currently it is 4 p.m. and it is 22 degrees Celsius with a 24% humidity.
Indeed. It's actually 4:30 to be specific. God.
Ah, yeah.
And 22 degrees Celsius is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Down here in Melbourne town, it's 15 degrees Celsius, which is 59 degrees Fahrenheit, with a 50% humidity. So, middling at best, but that's Melbourne weather for you. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. So, weathercast is over for the mini weathercast. Same length as a normal weathercast, to be honest. You just get all the weathercast every episode, regardless. Alright, so not much mini news this week apart from the fact that Nyx and Rhino Prime unvaulting has already occurred, so you can start going off and grabbing their bits and pieces if you like. And you should, because both Nyx and Rhino Prime are awesome and they've both got some pretty good weapons. So go off.
Yay.
Bump for their relics and stuff. Cool. Anything you want to mention before we move on to the mini?
No.
Alright, so this week we are talking about the wonderful Mirage. The trickster, the jester Mirage. So she came into the game way back in update 14, so it was quite a while ago. And she had her own personal quest, which is called Hidden Messages. Now, it is still, of course, the way to acquire Mirage within the game. I can't remember that quest at all.
It was a weird one. It was you actually had to go and solve a riddle.
Oh, that's right.
To find where the next mission location was.
Yes, you do. And it's personally, when you see the answers to the riddles, you go, oh, that does make sense. But at the time when I was playing it in the game, I had no friggin' idea what the hell they were talking about. So I went to Google and I searched all the answers. Did you figure it out yourself, or?
No, I used the wiki.
Yeah, it's not as straightforward. I think it was a little bit of a failed puzzle personally, but maybe I didn't put enough effort into trying to figure it out. Let's be honest, but still. So she's a bit of a magician.
I was impatient.
You were the same?
Yeah, I was very, very impatient.
Yeah, same. So, like I said, she's a bit of a magician, she's a bit of a trickster, and it's all about tricks of light, tricks of perspective, which makes her quite useful in many a situation. So, Lucas, would you like to move into her passive?
Passive! Let's have a look. Alright, so Mirage's passive is Jester's Proficiency. This allows her to be more agile than other frames, with a 25% faster bullet jump speed and 50% faster maneuver speed, which includes all kinds of things for acrobatics, parkour, rolling, wall running, all the good stuff.
Indeed. So it's yay, Mirage. Pretty straightforward.
Acrobatic.
Cool.
She's just like a circus. The whole circus rolled into one.
The whole circus rolled into one, says Lucas. You heard it here first, folks. All right. Now her first ability is called the Hall of Mirrors, and it's not a bad first ability, to be honest. It's probably one of the better first abilities in the entire game. So. Probably one of, if not the best. Wukong's clone is now up there with this, but she creates her own clones, holographic clones. So she creates 5 of them, or 4 of them. Yeah, at max, she creates up to 4 clones, which all stand around her. They hold the same weapon she's got. and basically they, shoot stuff with your gun. Now, while you're looking through the screen will sort of cover up the clones so you can see through them, but they are always there doing stuff alongside you, and it just basically increases your damage output by quite a lot. The important thing to know is that not every one of her clones fires. I think it's only up to 3 at a time of the 4 fire, which is still a hell of a lot, and they only deal up to 20% of the additional equipped weapons damage. They don't deal the same amount, so you're effectively just doubling your damage by using that ability, which is still pretty bloody good. But still, it gets up to about 1.8, I think is the correct max amount at base, so without any mods. 1.8 times the damage is still pretty freaking awesome. But the clones do fire away after a short duration, so you do sort of need to work on that. So you need to work on ability strength and duration, obviously. Anything you want to add on Mirrors before I look at her augment?
That also adds more projectiles for the enemies to have to dodge.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So if you're firing just an ordinary bullet or whatever you're doing, or if you're firing rockets or projectiles or etc. Indeed. Alright, so her first augment is called Hall of Malevolence, and this basically increases the damage of the doppelgangers even further. So it increases it by 5% for every kill that she gets using that ability. Pretty damn cool, if you ask me.
Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn cute.
Pretty damn good, yeah.
Alright, ability number the 2.
Moving on to the ability number the 2, Sleight of Hand. The primary skill of a magician, Sleight of Hand, allows for Mirage to perform some magical trickery. There are 2 components to this ability, the first of which allows Mirage to conjure jewels from the air, which glitter and shine, attracting enemies before blinding them in the light or exploding and causing blast damage in the darkness. As a result, you should keep an eye on the shadow if you have an intended effect. Note that when casting Sleight of Hand while Hall of Mirrors is active, it will enable all clones to also create smaller jewels for additional hijinks. The second part of this ability comes into the effect when cast upon an object. The jewel is created either way. Depending on the target, Mirage will trap the object, causing alarm consoles to explode when used by enemies, barrels to explode, and arc tracks to shock enemies instead of the player. This trap is only in effect for a short duration, after which it will return to normal functions if not triggered. It's a pretty handy ability. Just basically turns everything around you into a booby trap for the enemies to screw themselves up on. Yeah. The augment for this ability is called Explosive Leisure Domain. It turns ammo and energy orbs or health orbs into proximity mines that do 250 damage with a 60% chance to proc.
Oh.
Yeah. Very nice.
Awesome things are awesome.
Awesome things are awesome.
Cool. So her third ability is Eclipse. Now this uses the light and the darkness to her advantage. She increases her damage output while she's standing in the light, or she increases damage reduction while standing in the darkness. So moving from light to dark will cause the perk to change. So you can basically keep moving around and get different perks as you go. And it only lasts, 25 seconds, I think, base at max. But you can recast at any time to refresh the duration, which is good. Makes it, not too much of a pain in the ass. You can keep it up constantly if that's your thing. Anything else you want to say about Eclipse? It's a pretty straightforward ability, I think.
It is a pretty straightforward one.
I'm not sure it's something I've used a lot when I use her, but I think I probably should, especially in darker areas, because that damage reduction's a good thing. This augment is called Total Eclipse, which makes sense. While it's active, enemies within 5 meters of Mirage also gain the benefits, 100% of the benefits from Mirage. So pretty useful, but 5 meters is pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's a small range.
Yeah, but I believe they get it for the remaining duration. Yeah, so they get to share the benefits. So not bad, not great. I don't know. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And the ability number 4, Prism, which, as many people would refer to as Mirage's exalted disco ball.
Disco ball.
That word. Upon casting, Mirage will fire off a single reflective prism, not unlike a disco ball, which will move about the environment, bouncing off walls and ceilings, and firing off lasers of its own, up to 20 at max, killing all that come near with radiation damage. It's super effective.
It is.
Fantastic. And if you get bored with it, you can recast it again, and it will cause the prism to explode, causing a blinding effect on nearby enemies. This will also happen automatically after a short duration. However, as this is a powerful ability, it also drains energy, and the prism will explode should you run out of energy prior to the duration coming to an end.
Oh.
And currently, surprisingly enough, Prism does not have an augment.
Not sure it needs one.
No, I don't think it doesn't necessarily need one, but it would be nice to have one.
Why not? I guess. Why not have both? Yeah, it's a good ability. We all know that. So, that's Mirage. That's all of her abilities. What to say about Mirage? She's a good frame.
She's a fun frame.
She's a fun frame, exactly. Use Hall of Mirrors, obviously, quite a lot, and her Prism, quite a lot. They're the ones I use the most. I think, realistically, I should probably use Eclipse a little bit more. I don't really see much use in Sleight of Hand. However, I think it would be good for CC in large groups. I don't see why not. Because if you've got a big group of dudes around you and you drop some blinding balls, sounds good to me.
I feel like maybe if you were to use a sleight of hand build Mirage with a Desecrate Necros, that would actually be kind of entertaining.
It could be, actually, considering all the orbs that Desecrate Necros is going to drop. You could have a bit of fun, and all of the ammo as well. It's true.
Oh yeah.
For a bit of a screw around, that would be a bit of fun.
Yep. Throw in Hall of Mirrors with what's it? Revenant's signature shotgun. What's that? The Phantasm.
Phantasma.
Phantasma. That's the one.
Yeah.
And it's just absolute chaos.
Well,
glorious chaos.
Yeah, any weapon you use with her, you do need to think about, especially when you're using Hall of Mirrors, the fact that you are going to be firing more than one shot. So Lord Freezon in our Discord likes to have a bit of a joke about using the Cyanoid Simulor with Mirage and a neon bright colour. So one day, while I was doing a troll stream, he asked me to use Mirage with the Cyanoid Simulor and a pink energy colour, and it was blindingly pink. It was hilarious. So yeah, just keep that in mind. While you were talking about projectiles before, that's all I could think about was just my
the
blindingly pink screen. So yeah, Mirage is good. Personally, I build her for duration and strength.
Yeah.
I think that's
pretty much it.
Yeah, the way to go.
I feel like it's a pretty standard build for her, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah. So the way I usually play her is I keep Hall of Mirrors and Eclipse active at all times, and whenever things are starting to get really hairy, then I'll throw off a Prism. But Sleight of Hand basically gets ignored, unfortunately. I feel like it's kind of I feel like the Sleight of Hand should be more of like an ability that you use in solo play when you're trying to do stealthy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Hall of Mirrors, Eclipse, and when things get hairy, Prism. Right, disco ball their faces.
Disco ball their faces. Just disco ball
Disco
as
ball
often
their
as
faces.
possible because it does a lot of damage. It's really strong. It's quite a cool ability. I have kind of been using her wrong though, because I have been ignoring Eclipse, and considering she either gets a damage output increase or a damage reduction increase, it's silly of me to not have been using that. So I learned something from this particular episode, and it's been a while since I used her, to be honest. I haven't used her since Mirage Prime was released, which was for a while ago now. Can't remember. 6 months ago? A year ago?
I'm going to be using her a little bit over the next few days since Mirage Prime has finally finished cooking on my PS4 account.
Of course, you're welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
It was just a bit of luck that you got all their pieces. That was funny. But yeah,
wasn't even aiming to build her. There we go.
But now you've got her. Yay! Can't complain.
Yay!
All right, so that is Mirage. Overall, she's just a really good, fun frame. She's good for endgame stuff because she does just a hell of a lot of DPS. Yeah, I recommend you go out and get her if you can. Play with her. She's fun. Cool. Anything else to say?
Wiki is your best friend if you can't work out hidden messages.
Yeah. The wiki is your best friend if you can't work out hidden messages. 100% agree. And you probably won't be able to work it out. Maybe you can. I don't want to say you can't, but maybe. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's up to you. Good luck. All right, so that is the end of mini episode number 29, where we looked at Mirage. Of course, next week, being into the ends, we'll be looking at the mighty Necros. So I think there are a few people out there that are waiting for us to get up to Necros. So we're finally there. Yeah, look forward to it. I know I am.
Ooh, Necros.
All right, so if you wanted to get in contact with us, if you want to make any requests or anything at all, you know where to go. It is to our website, which is, of course, cephalonsquared.com, and you'll find all of our links to Discord, Facebook, all of those usual places. Please go there, check us out, say g'day. We're not bad people. We actually have a really wonderful community of very, very helpful individuals. So come join us, be part of the fun. If you want to get in contact with us directly, send an email to cephalonsquared@gmail.com. Happy to help you. Give us a rating on your podcast platform. Spread the word. Help us grow. If you do want to give us a bone, again, we are trying to save money for Lucas to get to PAX Oz in October here in Australia. So go to ko-fi.com/Cephalon Squared. Throw us a couple of dollars. Give us some support to help get Lucas down for that particular event. That will be a lot of fun. And of course, if you want to come along to that, make sure you register your interest on the website as well. So at this point, I guess we should be thanking our Patreons.
Patreons.
Did you want to kick it off, Lucas?
Thank you, Rathok.
Thank you, Jellybean1799.
Thank you, Einself1000.
Thank you, A.88.
Thank you, Lord Freezon.
Thanks to Logan Neal.
Thank you, Danathan.
Thank you to Solarian.
And thank you, Obsolete Ninja 13.
Hell yeah. Alright, my name is Greg Newbegin. I am Mad Capsules on Twitter and Twitch and all over the place. Who are you, Lucas?
I am Lucas Silvestri, and I am Silverlight all over the place, SILVRLGHT. Thank you to our lovely community. Can't get enough of you guys, and your support just makes this amazing and worth doing. So thank you so much.
Hell yeah. I second that sentiment. Alright, so thank you very, very much for listening. Thank you to Jan at disco_box on Twitter, of course, for the intro and outro. And we will catch you all over the weekend for episode 53, I think it is. Look forward to that. We don't know if there's a dev stream. I doubt there would be so soon after TennoCon, but yeah, we'll speak with you in a couple of short days.